All right, this is about Velikovsky and his theory, which was rejected violently. And this goes back to 1972. This is not recent, and it's still going on. Now listen to this. This is what we're up against. I need help.
Things about the pressure that the scientific and scholarly community brought to bear is that it succeeded.
They destroyed them.
The book, The Worlds in Collision, then, merely the first of the books, had been on the top of the bestseller list for something like 11 weeks. And nonetheless, the publisher was so mortally wounded, is the only word, by the turning away of salesmen from the doors of professors' studies and all of the implications that went with this, that the book was transferred to another publisher which was willing to take it over, which...
The only reason they took it over was they did not have a textbook division.
Not only was the scientific press carping at him, and in a way that was violent, not in terms of an orderly discussion that this idea is yet to be tested and it takes more time and etc., but saying this idea is crazy and any man who has such an idea is mad, insane, that kind of thing. But the establishment through which men who think that way make a living, the academic establishment, was saying to this man, you know, you're not safe. Now, in the case of most of the young, being themselves, unhappily, is not...
Dr. Birnbaum, president of Staten Island Community College.
In the case of Velikovsky, there is something high, and the cost of being himself has been very, very great. That is a condition to which I think the young profitably can be exposed. And if I had my way, every young undergraduate student in my college, every one, whether he's in the humanities or the hard sciences, would be required to examine the Velikovsky case. First, because the subject matter of what the man is standing for is very interesting. Very, very interesting. Secondly, because the subject matter is truly interdisciplinary. It's stretching. But third, because the human embodiment of the expression of the ideas, in a way, is symbolic of the problem the young think they are facing in this kind of a society, and which, in my opinion, they in fact are facing.
Intransigence.
Me.
He's right, because he will be fired if he started talking about
this. The condition is the extreme professionalization and rigidification of institutions through which thought is supposed to occur.
Bullies.
Extreme to the point where it begins to contaminate the fluidity and looseness, the freedom to think. Fluidity and looseness of ideas, of having ideas, and the freedom to think. And Velikovsky really wasn't taken on by the establishment simply because of what he was saying. He was also taken on by the establishment, in my opinion, because of his audacity in having such thoughts.
Exactly, and this has got to stop. Now, I'm presenting all my stuff, and it's very, very valid. Now, everybody should look up Velikovsky because I think he's right, and I think I think he's exactly right, and I think my stuff. The only way I can see this preservation happen was from a flood, because otherwise it would have rotted away. This stuff is virtually pristine. A lot of it is complete. So anyway, I need help to present this. Otherwise, you know, I'm only getting a handful of people even looking at it. So try to help me out. I'm going to put out my stuff, and it's going to be on the living universe, and I'm going to have a series of videos on it. And if you support me, maybe we can get this thing looked at somehow. But trust me, they are not going to look, and they have not looked, and they totally refuse to look. So if you try to help, maybe we can get it. Thanks. All right, I have a video here on Comet 67P and the mysterious features that are on there. And I believe, and I'm 99% certain, that, well, I'm 100% certain this is a product of life, and I have the evidence to support this, and I have it shown in this video. Now, what I'm going to ask everybody to do is to help me to distribute this, to get it out there, and I'm putting in a little video here that somebody else posted with excellent job, and it's about Velikovsky, who was he was destroyed for presenting this kind of stuff. Now, I don't care, because I have nothing to lose. But he did. and he's been destroyed. Now, the ETO-TV, and of course he's dead now. And this is what happens. And this guy ends up saying nobody will change and they will die before they change. And he's right. So we need to make them change, and I need your help. So that's what I'm hoping for. Thank you. And stay tuned for this Velikovsky clip. It's very, very short. Now you should watch this whole thing. This guy was seriously maligned for being a scientist, and that just is not right.